Катя,
на YouTube можно будет подключаться всем тем, кто имеет ссылку.
Да. Угу. Заработало.
Заработало, да?
Да.
Вот. Еще вопрос, конечно же, есть ли там звук. Потому что это тоже проблема.
Канал доступен, конечно, мира, это можно маме отправить.
Есть.
Ты все равно не выступаешь.
Блин, что спрятался там.
Ты спрятался, да, за колонну.
Просто никто не верит, что есть работа.
Глеб, вот так вот делаешь.
Так выйди из-за колонны.
Ты все равно не выступаешь. Ты будешь делать фигуру, ты же не выступаешь.
Здесь микрофон.
Зато я гифки презентацию ставил.
Отсюда вытягиваются слайды.
О, Катя, привет.
Привет.
Нет, сейчас.
Там все с новым проектом завелось,
Да.
и ты новый показываешь на новом плагине.
Да.
Хорошо.
Да.
Я хотела просто убедиться, что
Но.
он работает только в новой.
Но я не могу залогиниться в IDE с аккаунтом Hyperskill. Раньше я его создал до, но по сути тогда у нас теряется информация с онбординга. Я, правда, уже пока тут стоял, подумал, что все равно будем онбордиться в простого юзера, потому что это сложный проект. Ну, в общем, я на лету залогинился в аккаунт, да.
Окей, удачи.
Но я думаю, что что-то пойдет не так где-нибудь. Но когда что-то идет не так, ты придумай набор шуток и встаешь и рассказываешь.
Но у меня всего 2 минуты, чтобы придумать набор шуток.
Не, ну я надеюсь, что что-то пойдет не так
Не,
не
ну,
с первой секунды.
Я попрошу Зоя перехватит, если что, инициативу и
Шутки шутить.
и будет шутки шутить.
Зоя, да, с удовольствием пошутит.
Хотя для них вводим терпеть голосы.
Ну вот, а вы говорите декабрь. В декабре больше народу пришло.
Может, все заинтересованные уже пришли и слушали в декабре.
Да.
Есть такое подозрение. Но там вообще отмечено было какое-то количество людей, которые хотят прийти в JET.
А как вы будете вторую часть презентации показывать? Ты будешь показывать?
Да. Да.
Первую часть Зоя
рассказывает.
Все будет захватывать твой экран.
Да.
А человека видно будет сначала Зою, да? Шик.
We will start in few minutes.
А тут передают, что так мало людей, потому что все люди идут по старой ссылке.
Старая ссылка работает еще. Они просто сюда бы пришли, наверное, нет?
А что за старая ссылка?
Да, что за старая ссылка, кстати?
Это которая ухх. Ага. Ага, вот там сейчас открыли YouTube и пофиксили.
На YouTube есть трансляция через Google Meet, а есть еще комната, в которой мы сейчас находимся.
Угу.
Ну люди в трансляции, скорее всего, все.
Да, поэтому для смотрящих у нас есть YouTube и есть трансляция в Google Meet. А сейчас те люди, которые находятся в беседе, да, вот, например, Размик ушел, вот они как бы как участники.
Я здесь.
Это такой тонкий намек, чтобы...
Ну, смотрите, как удобнее. В принципе, в масштабах нашего мероприятия это не так критично.
Размик,
Я же говорю, я здесь.
Как участник. Спасибо, что пришел.
Не за что.
Есть за что. Коль, как ты начнешь, я начну.
Я начну через минуту. В Питере все сидят вот там, И кажется, что здесь никого нет. То есть вот, видео, по-моему, вот ровно на тебе сейчас начинается. Вот здесь. Теряет половину видно. Да, то есть вот видео, вот зал вот отсюда, вот отсюда.
Нас тут на самом деле много.
Да. Вот сейчас все наоборот туда, и будет казаться, что больше, чем...
Камера туда,
да. Да. Okay. Let's start. Zoya? Zoya? Let's start. Okay, so my name is Nikolay here, and I'm glad to introduce you Zoya. She will talk like about this project and general stuff and what's going on, and after that I will show the demo of this product. Also, I want to introduce, well, you probably everybody knows Cherkasova. She's also she's a team leader of EduTools. She will not talk today, but she do all the stuff. But she can. Yeah. Zoya.
Yeah. So we are here to make a second presentation of Hyperskill/EduTools collaboration, which is a new approach to computer science education and a new project that we are releasing at the end of February. What's new for that? What we made the first attempt at presenting this product since then we upgraded stuff to demonstrate, so there's going to be a new demo today. Hopefully it will go as smooth as possible, fingers crossed. And we'll make a brief product review, which will be similar to what you might have heard before. And if you're new to the presentation and what we are talking about, you'll catch up about what we are going to bring into education. So, next. For that. Next.
Sorry. Next one?
Yeah. So, Hyperskill team, which is a part of static, and presented here by Koda, and Educational Tools team at JetBrains, which is presented by Katya and me, are making a new educational product together. Why we, JetBrains, which is a huge software development company, decided to do something educational, and why we collaborate with static / Hyperskill about it. Well, first off, education is awesome. Education is the key to people's success, and we want to make successful, well, we're already making developers successful and joyful in their process of development, but we want to make more people happy, probably. Education brought a lot of amazing software developers to our company, and we want to reach back to more people with education. We believe that we can improve process of education by adding some new insights and new educational workflow, more about that later. And most of all, we believe that, well, it's just fun and challenging, and why not to try to spread education around the world. But apart from education being a challenging new thing to bring to people, there are also some market aspects. First of all, first off, we are already heavily established in the market of software development with our amazing ideas. But by introducing a new educational product, it is a possibility for JetBrains to reach a new audience. There is information that education market is larger than developers one, and in any case, it's a different market than the one that we are inhabiting now. And why not try and reach these new people? More practically, we are aiming to bring new potential customers for our products, because the more developers there are in the world, the more IDE users there are in the world, and hopefully these people will select our IDEs for their career as a developer. And particularly if people are learning to making their first steps into the computer, into the software development using already existing JetBrains products, chances are that they're going to continue our IDEs later as software developers. So we are establishing a new and audience for our further IDEs. With that in mind, that we are going to do something fun and challenging and approach new audiences and also to bring something really good as education into the world, we are doing a new educational product. Next. Which enables, which provides people a platform to learn Java and Kotlin by building small applications step by step, and this is a project-based approach to education. This is a yet nameless product, but it's incredibly awesome, and let me tell you for whom we developed that and what our key features are. Who do we keep in mind when we're talking about let's make a new educational product? Who do we want to reach with that offer? Well, we want to spread education to as many people who are interested in education as possible, because many people want to learn something at computer science, but maybe in particular we're looking for those who dream to become a developer. They are looking, so for example, these are computer science students at their late courses. They are career switchers who are looking for a way to begin a career in software development. So these people not only just want to learn something new and cool, but they have a clear goal to become a developer. More specifically, they want to get a new education, they want to get a new knowledge, they want to get a computer science education at the level that would allow them to enter an internship or junior position in a tech company, which is already a pretty solid benchmark for users because it's not easy. And in addition, this person who is wants to become a developer and who aims to learn something to get an interview to the tech company and successfully pass it, they also want to find a way to fill their portfolio with relevant projects, because in many cases people are either asked on a technical interview to show their knowledge, but it's often the case that your potential employer wants to look at the side project that you completed, how you apply your described computer science skills in practice. So this person that you're looking at, he's looking at a potential side project that would be really applicable to be added to their portfolio and would show him as applicable for the junior position. So the value of new educational product that we are going to develop is based on three main features / ideas that we want to implement during the process of learning. First one is, as I mentioned, project-based learning. What does it mean? That means that we do not offer just a bunch of computer science knowledge or just a set of topics or a set of relevant knowledge that there is in software development. We give people finite clear projects to complete, and by going through this project step by step, they are not only learning something new like literals or algorithms and stuff, they actually get the idea how these different parts of software development process are built into a complete project. Because software development isn't a theoretical field, it's something practical, and to actually be able to apply whatever you've learned during the course is more key to a successful degree gotten or something like that. So we want to give people not just the topics for education, but to give them projects that they can complete and thus feel more or less confident in their programming abilities and topics they learned. Our second idea is that we should provide people with a learning graph because There are a lot of things in the field of computer science and computer science education, and it's very easy to get lost because, okay, I learned something, what can I do with that information? How can I apply it? What should I learn next? It's very easy to get lost, and we want to sort of guide our user through the suggested topics and projects, so they would always have a clear idea about, okay, today I learned file processing and stuff, how can I apply that, what are my next possible goals for education, where can I go with projects and topics that I learned today. We want to be helpful we want to groom our person to feel comfortable in navigating the plethora of computer science knowledge, so we want to give him somewhat of a pathographs to do that. And our third idea is that you shouldn't be just trying to learn software development in abstract tools. You should be doing that while using real-world software development tools like our IDEs, because not only persons getting acquainted with the basics of programming, they're also getting acquainted with the actual software development workflow, how you organize and store your files, how you connect them and build them into a single product, how you go through the steps of implementing whatever you learned, because it is a huge part of the workflow of an actual developer. And if you learn to feel comfortable during the learning process, not only with the computer science, but also with the tools that real computer software developers use, is going to be a really strong point for our person in the interview and later in life. Because not only do you know what the stuff, you also clearly know how to use this stuff in using developer tools. So with all that in mind, we are creating an educational product that provides, we are creating an educational product for people to learn Java and Kotlin, but now mainly Java, by completing small projects step by step, by navigating through a clear educational graph to help this person navigate in all the knowledge possible. And by doing this in our IDs to get familiar not only with the computer science basic, but with the process of development in the IDE. What plans do we have for this product? We are planning the early access program at the end of this February, where we reach new people, acquire new audience, and test how good is this education for people. Do we reach the users that we want to reach? Do people actually feel comfortable by learning this way, by completing projects, what they want to see, and all that we do during the early public release. We are going to collect various feedback and do experience in the following 6 months. And somewhere around the September, we are looking for a public release where we can actually offer this as where we can ask people to purchase such an educational product. So there's a lot of content to bring people in to make sure that we are offering something they're willing to pay for. What do we have now? We have a complete Java course, which covers around more than 200 topics in the form of more than 30 projects. And well, roughly if a person is doing this task about 5 hours weekly, in half a year they are going to be comfortable with Java and they're going to feel comfortable with doing small Java projects. We are beginning to cover Kotlin. At the moment there are more than 30 topics and we're going to concentrate on that. We have plans for implementing a similar project-based learning with Python. We already have a lot of computer science essentials, from algorithms to databases, but we are going to add more. And we are looking forward to adding data science basic later in 1 or 2 years. That's what we have now, and to show what we have now, Kolya has a small demo of more complex project that we showed you last time to show you how this actually works. Kolya?
Thank you, Zoya. Thank you. Do you see me here, right? Where should I talk? So I will show you the demo of what we've built so far. Please note that this is still in beta version, but we will be glad to hear your feedback. And if you want, you can go online and try it by yourself. We already have a few dozens of users who solve projects and solve topics every day. So it's not so like a rough product, but it's still early to be without any bugs. So I will show you. I will show you the full path of the new user, how new user can register, pick a learning goal, go through some self-assessment test, and then pick a project, solve topics, solve some project, and so on. And I will show you integration with between web part of this product and IDE. So we basically have a web platform for content delivery and some content personalization and so on. And we also have IDE part where students will need to solve projects and get a feedback. So we integrate both web experience and IDE experience. So for example, I'm new in Java, and I can go try it. And for example, I want to try programming, and then I need to answer whether I know something or do not know something, or I'm already experienced. This will affect my next experience based on project recommendations and some initial knowledge setup. So, for example, I never tried programming, yeah. So in most of the cases, I would be asked for like meaningful problem, but here what people should do is copy paste the code. It's like a most important skill for developers to copy paste its code, and then we grade it whether it's correctly copy pasted code or not. As a backend, we use a static grading engine. So we Hyperskill is a separate product, but we base our grading and some of our content management stuff on existing static infrastructure. So this is my first Java program, which really works, and I should go next. Since I used like a first profile of the user which do not know anything, I actually missed the self-assessment step unexpectedly. But if you pick some other option, you will be also asked to self-assess your skills. For example, if you know objective-oriented programming or generics or something else, you can also set levels of your knowledge. So we will use it later for project recommendations. At this moment, for this product, we have 3 modes. We will change everything to learning path a little bit later, but project mode is like a separate, you can solve separate projects one by one. Free map is basically you can navigate all the knowledge graph by yourself if you know what exactly you need. So free map is good if you're an experienced developer and you need to want to train yourself on some few separate topics, and you know what it's called, how to find it, and so on. And learning path is basically personalized path from from your current state, which is 0 for this user, to learning goal which user picked. So we build this path from learning state to the learning goal, and we also try to personalize it based on user experience. It doesn't have many personalization yet, but we are building different learning techniques to personalize the learning path. But I will pick a project mode now to show you. And I can pick some projects to work on, for example, like coffee machine. And this is an easy project, which is basically a state machine and it will take about 13 hours for beginner. And this project includes also learning activities. So each project consists of multiple stages, and every stage of the project is complete but a small version of the final project. So, for example, here I will show you. Yep. I will show you later. So projects consist of multiple stages. You build the final version of the project stage by stage, and each stage also consists of some learning activities from the learning graph. So it's similar to, for example, if you have a book and you need to read some chapters from the book and then complete the project stage, and then read some other chapters of the book and then complete the next stage, and so on until you complete the project and you can pick another one. Here we have a JetBrains account registration. So basically a user can create a login and register using JetBrains account. And here it is. So, for example, this is a project which I selected, and it consists of 6 stages. Every stage have a number of topics which I need to learn and then implement this stage. We also have experimental feature for code review, but we will not release it as an early access program. But we are working on also figuring out how to deliver code reviews for learners in scalable way. So, for example, in this project, I need to learn like how to write simple programs in Java, and basic literals, first program, and so on. So let's go and try to learn Java. This is like basic introduction to Java, which I need to read, and then each topic contains theory, some quizzes for to better understand the field, and some programming assignments to practice on these skills. So, for example, which of the following is true for memory cleaning? Java have some garbage collection. Hey. So how many versions of applications do you need to run for all users? Write once, run everywhere. My primary language is Python, so I hope I will not be ashamed of my Java skills. Yeah, and the first program actually is similar to what we've seen in onboarding process. It's basically you need to copy paste the given code. It's taking quite long. And so in this topic, actually it's quite short, only 2 quizzes and 1 copy-paste based programming assignment. More complex topics are much more advanced. For example, I can show you the knowledge map and more advanced topics. So this is at this moment we have Java, mostly Java, a little bit of Kotlin, a little bit of language-independent algorithms, like 3 topics on Python, and also developers tools about topics about IDE and the GitHub. In Kotlin, it's about 20, 30 topics. We have some number of algorithms, and the primary content is on Java at this moment. And for example, I don't know, something. I can show you some more. Oh, this is advanced. I'm not sure I can solve it. Employee and programmer. Character reading methods. Base salary. Like this one. Hey. Look. Oops. Sorry.
But here is another convenient feature of the Hyperskill, because if you feel that you forgot something, you can look at the cheat sheet while you're doing the task to refresh your code, because we often forget something when we take business.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, actually can open a cheat sheet which includes code snippets from the theory, but I hope. No? Oh, Kaita, help me.
Someone from the audience wants to try it out.
I read them. What is public? This one? Okay, I will show you another feature. There is a skip problem, and it's too hard. So I can show you. And basically for each topic we have multiple number of quizzes and multiple number of programming assignments. So if you're stuck with something, you can skip it and solve something else, like I'm doing now. Okay. Yeah, I used Java like 5 years ago. Public static which can be overridden by subclass. Can be static mode. This one? Oh, no, it's private.
I didn't mean to.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's a failed part of the demo. So
you can try to complete some projects in Java.
Yeah. Let's go to the simpler one. So basically, let's go to the project. But I will show you one more feature. So, for example, if user believes that he or she knows something, this user can basically mark this prod like I actually know this one. It's not completely true, and a little bit later we will introduce some verification for this action, so we will not believe users like myself who just cannot solve this topic but mark it as completed. So let's go on. I will show. So now I will show you how projects are integrated with IDE and how to solve first stage of the project through IDE. I will use a different projects, which is a little bit more interesting and a little bit harder. So yeah, in terms of projects, at this moment we have multiple multiple different projects from easy one to the hard one. We have like numerical system converter. We have some encryption project. We have like tic-tac-toe with AI, basically where the learner need to write the AI to play with tic-tac-toe, крестики, нолики, and have linear solver, some calculator, and for example here it's basically also multiple stages where learners start with simple operations and then introduce brackets and so on. We also have a lot of projects, about 30 projects at this moment. We have, for example, web crawler to crawl the links on a web. We have some fractal drawing project. We have a easy version of Microsoft Paint. And we have text editor, which I will show you now. We have some blockchain. Everybody wants blockchain projects. Yeah, and some more. And we add more projects as we increase the content. So yeah, my text editor is here. For IDE, you need an IntelliJ IDEA with EduTools plugin. We will, for the release, we will bundle it in the single installation for users. At this moment, it's like a special plugin build which you need to install. And inside this plugin, you need to log into Hyperskill, and I will do it. Yep. Yeah, so in ID, I'm logged in as Hyperskill. This is my name for the user. For example, I picked text editor project, and because I don't know anything in Java, I need to learn a lot of topics. But I will go to implementation step right now. So for this is a first stage description of what a learner should implement in this first stage of the project, which will lead later to full featured text editor. But this is a first problem statement where students need to write a simple UI with a text field. And this is example, and this problem should be solved via IDE. So I'm opening this project in IDE, and this is oops, yeah, this is loading. So I choose this project, and every project can have multiple files, can have some templates for users, and it includes tests to verify what user have written or not. Yeah, this is example of this. So this is basically the same project, but seen through ID, and this is it's the same description. And this project contains two files. This is just a runner, and some text editor should be written here. And I actually have I'm prepared. I have a code for this. Yeah, because I actually could not use IntelliJ because I will need two IntelliJs and read some. So yeah, sorry, I used VS Code for that. I know it's kind of not good, especially with this audience. Yeah, so for example, this is my implementation of first stage, and I can try to run it. To show you. So while it's probably building or indexing.
No, it's building map.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's building. I would say that students see only a few files in this project, but basically we also have a number of tests behind it and some Gradle scripts, Gradle building scripts to build this project. So this is my implementation of the first, well, not mine, but yeah, implementation of the first stage of the text editor. And we can also check it. So every project can have some freedom of implementation. So this is a main difference between projects and usual programming assignments. In usual programming assignments, you have some strict input and some strict output, and you need to solve exactly this problem. In projects, you can have some freedom. So, for example, we also have a chat project where you can write. We'll have some freedom in writing the chat application. Here, probably I also have some freedom on make it different color or something like that. But the checker function runs embedded, included JUnit tests on this application. So basically, it also builds this application, and it will probably now run this. So it runs this application and click some buttons and so on. And I can show you again if you haven't noticed. So I can stay here, so I'm not clicking. Yeah, so it basically verifies that there is a window. You can enter that there is a text area in this window, and so on. After that, you can basically, if you struggle with this stage, you can go back online to learn these topics, or you can go to the next stage. And in the next stage, I have my same code, but I need to implement something more complex. But also for the next stage, I probably need to I need to learn a lot of different other topics. Not synchronizing. Same user. Yep. Okay. And I can show you the final stage of this project, which have been recorded by one of our content developers, Vladimir. He's much better in Java than me. So basically, this is the final stage of text editor, which can save files and open and so on. And this is the check process of the final stage of this same project. So it's building, and it like opens files, like save files, and so on. And if something is wrong, the student will see some feedback from the test, and maybe we'll try to understand what's wrong in his or her code, and can try it many times. So basically, since we are mostly for learning, not for knowledge control, we allow for multiple submissions, multiple checking, and it's quite a free system, which should be self-directed by learner. Yeah, so it's the same. Yep. So that was a project, and yeah, I will just show you a knowledge map. And basically, we have multiple projects, and you can try what you like, or we have some experienced actually users who just instead of learning topics, they solve projects, because some projects are fun to solve, and some new technologies. We have, for example, we have digit recognition, which includes some simple neural network inside, so you can practice to recognize digits from images. And different projects either have some specific theory inside them, or the theory is in the learning graph. Typical learner just goes through multiple projects, learn topics by topics. After a student implemented her first project, we recommend the next one, and student can move gradually to the learning goal. As Zoya mentioned, we already have about 200 topics in Java and 30 projects, and it's enough for going from 0 to some internship level or a little bit less of internship level of Java knowledge. And it's enough for about half of a year of continuous learning for 5-6 hours per week, which is for adults is quite a lot of time. That's all for the demo, and I will ask Zoya to continue the presentation.
Yes, that was an upgraded version of our product that we hope you liked and saw the functionality that we can offer now. We would be really grateful if you give us any feedback that you can, because plugin doesn't look like it's going to work. Any feedback that you can give us apart from actual feedback of how we work in Java, we are really looking forward to that. And moreover, we are constantly looking for new projects to add to this project-based platform. So if you yourself can have an idea for a project to add, or you have a friend who had something, some project that we can put into this platform, please refer him or yourself to us, and we will add more cool projects that our future students will add to their portfolios and be happy junior developers as new developers. So that's it. I thank all of you who came here for the second time. And if you have any questions for the first time, who's looking for the first time, thank you too. If you have any questions, me, Nikolay, and Vyahhi will happily answer them.
We also have translations which cannot ask questions. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for the presentation. It was interesting. Who is responsible for the theoretical content? So who is writing all these articles about how for learning Java and all that stuff?
So I will repeat the question, so translation will see it. So the question was who is responsible for the content development and theory content development. At Hyperskill, which is basically a part of the static team, we have almost four people working on the content development. Two of them are developers and two of them are managers who also manage a number of external contractors of developers. So we basically have dozens of people who contribute either single topics, for example, on overriding. And this person write theory, create quizzes, and create programming assignments. Or we also have external contributors who create projects, and some of them either contribute project ideas with stage description, some of them even implement some tests, or we implement them by ourselves. So I think more than half of this content is written by our team, but we gradually transform the process to work with external contributors, because we cannot create all the content by ourselves, but main idea is to have not only Java, but Python, Kotlin, algorithms, data science, and other fields. So we hope to cover all computer science related fields in a few years. Any other questions? No? Yeah.
Will LSS program be available only internally or outside of
outside? So actually it's already available and also for outside people. We we make it early access. So early access program really is like a milestone. So it's not. So it's kind of ready to use without major bugs and so on. And after that, we will gather feedback. So you can also already send Hyperskill link to your friends if you know somebody who wants to learn Java. So it will be available for everybody. And for the public release, we will introduce subscription model. So this product will have a subscription model for content access and project access, and also for code reviews later. Before that, for early access program, it's completely free, and yeah, you can try it out or send it to your friends, to your students, to everybody who learn Java or programming. Yep. Other questions? Moscow?
Moscow?
Well, half of Moscow is basically like a team of this product, so they know Moscow. Maybe you have some questions.
I have one more.
Yeah.
Does it contain some tutorials on how to use the IDEA or PyCharm?
Yes. Not PyCharm yet because we don't have a Python-based projects, but yes, it contains developer tools section, which have like information about ID with actually some number of quizzes. What should I answer? It's impossible to work from here. Probably this one. No. Okay. Probably this one. But actually, yeah. So it does have, and for learner for projects which integrate with IDE, we slowly teach students like what is IDE, why they need it. So when you need IDE to solve project stage, you know what it is, how to install it, and how to use it. Yeah. And yeah, later on we also have a topic for educational plugin, I think. Yeah. And I forgot to mention Igor is also working on the content. Yeah, I said that the Hyperskill team working, but Igor is also EduTools JetBrains team member who works on the content development. And I think you developed these topics, right, on IDE, or you
part of them.
Part of them. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have plans to give free licenses for people who success in doing some projects?
Yes. So we are still unclear of what pricing model will we have and so on, but we need to make the system better. We need a lot of users to gather data how they learn, to make personalization better, and so on. So we need both users and money. So we will balance users and money, and we will give some. So the plan is to have a large trial, like a 1-month trial, and if students solve project, for example, during this trial, we extend this trial by one month more. So basically, if somebody is active learner, they can get this product for free or almost free. But yeah, we're still unclear with exact pricing model, and we're working with marketing research team to figure out. But the main idea that we will have multiple ways to use it for free or for much less. Probably we will also have some discounts for students or for school students which are also learning computer science a lot. Yep. Okay, that's all.
Moscow is still speechless.
Okay. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for those who are in YouTube translation or in Google Meet translation, and thank you Moscow office for a lot of people. Yeah, thank you everybody here. Please use this product. We will have a early access program release in less than 1 month at the end of February, but you can start using this product now and give us feedback, refer us friends who can create content or who can give us feedback and so on. So we are really open to feedbacks and to ideas from you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Hey. How can I stop this?
И спасибо, Николай, что помогла это все подключить очень большое.
Большое спасибо. Она куда-то убежала, эта команда.
Все, мы тогда отключаемся, да?
Ага. Там остался только я. Что-то я... Аж как нужно было оверрайдинг решать? Я же вроде правильно сделал все. В чем? Я же знаю.
В общем, почитай теорию.
Черт. Это был большой провал.
Да нет,
ну можно же...
как раз получилось. Нет, статический метод ты не оверрайдишь, он не принадлежит объекту, он принадлежит классу. Оверрайдишь ты то, что